G'day folks, Dan and Josh at the Acoustic Centre. Joshy, it's been a while since we've talked Taylor guitars, so I've put something together for us today. We've got 5 beautiful grand auditorium models, the famed Taylor body design. We're going to go up in numbers. We're going to see different tone woods, different aesthetics, even different bracing. Yeah, it's going to be good. Kicking off with the 314 CE, which is where it all starts. This is the first American-made all solid timber model that they offer. The 314 CE features a Sitka spruce top, that great underdog of the tone woods, Sapelli back and sides, always sounds great. There you have it, Joshy. This is where it all starts. The great grand auditorium. Tell us more about it.
Well, the first thing we should point out is this excellent new scratch plate as well. I forgot to mention that beautiful scratch plate. Anyway, that's a new feature, but it's sort of a vintage-looking thing, isn't it? But look, the grand auditorium, very famous shape the world over now. But I mean, why is it such a great shape? The reason it's such a great shape is it's like a dreadnought mixed with a small body guitar. So you get the width of a dreadnought and the depth of a dreadnought. So that lower bout gives you the nice, strummy, clear, bell-like tones that you get with a dreadnought. Light to medium strumming, they say, from Taylor. So it's not a big, you can't really bash this guitar.
Sure.
But if you've got a nice touch, sounds fantastic. Small waist on this guitar sits lower in your lap than something like a dreadnought. So comfy, and it's not cumbersome, but it's also a great position for your hand if you're a fingerstyle player.
Guitar sounds great.
Yeah.
It's a body shape that's become just so quickly a classic. It's been around since 1994. Bob Taylor invented this shape himself, and it just fits in perfectly with other classic body shapes.
And a lot of companies copy this shape now because it's such a classic shape, and we sort of just take it for granted that it's always been around. But that's the genius of Bob Taylor.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, let's play some guitars. One more taste of this one.
Nothing wrong with that.
It sounds great out the front. Lovely simple aesthetics, satin back and sides, gloss top, very simple appointments, which I love. Lets the tone do the talking. That's the 314 CE.
Right, what do you got for me?
I've got one for you.
Nice and quiet too, that satin finish.
There you go. This is the first time we've had a look at this one. It's the 414 CE, but it's the 414 CE Studio, which is a slightly stripped down version of the 414 CE. Still a stunning looking guitar. Got a different sunburst on this one, more of a tobacco sort of burst.
414. Yeah. Special for me.
That's right. When I first met Joshy, he was playing a 414. They were Ovankle back then, weren't they?
It was.
Yeah, this is Indian rosewood now with a torrefied Sitka top, which is different to the standard, which is not torrefied.
That's an excellent burst.
Yeah, have a go of that. Feels a bit heavier just when we did the swap.
Yeah,
there.
rosewood.
All gloss.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Well.
Sounds different.
Sounds very different. So in the room, fuller, it's a bigger sounding guitar, definitely a little bit louder. As you said, it's a torrefied top, so it should sound a little bit louder. So it's nice that, what they've stated on paper equates to sound,
Yeah.
And I've just noticed things like, this is actually not bound. So that's the spruce going around the edge, but it looks like binding. So the spruce is attached and it's bound. It's not bound around the edges here too. So I think that's part of the studio thing that I can see there.
I see.
That's actually spruce. Oh, it's very good looking. Very good looking feature.
Looks great.
Yeah. So well, there you go.
Yeah, it comes with a really good quality structured gig bag. This one, not the hard case. So it equates to several $100s cheaper than the standard. And gee, I love the look of that guitar.
I just noticed something too when I was just brushing it there with the pick. Torified timbers, because they are so light and lively, as you can hear there, if you just stroke the strings with the pick, clarity, and it just sort of rings. Even when you're playing very, very softly. So very responsive top. Sustain.
That's a beautiful guitar.
So there you go.
The first two we've played feature V-class bracing, of course. The more recent bracing pattern from Australia, from Taylor. I'm now going to harken back, Joshy, to a guitar we used to see a lot of in Australia, but haven't seen for a while. I present the 514 CE Legacy model.
Yeah.
It's the old classic that we used to love, the cedar top, mahogany back and sides. Now, the Legacy models came out to celebrate Taylor's 50th anniversary recently, and they have braced this one with the old X bracing. So it'd be interesting to hear. Also comes with an LR Baggs Element VTC pickup, so not the expression system in this. We've always loved this guitar. It's going to be interesting to hear this compared to the newer models.
It's interesting, isn't it? Incidentally, LR Baggs having an anniversary this year as well.
Anniversaries everywhere.
Everyone's being very successful.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
there you go. All right.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, more of a Taylor, generally speaking, is got much more of a modern tone. It's a modern tonality. That's how I describe it to people, as in clear, articulate. It rings in a different way, but you can hear that compared to the V brace, this is more of a vintage sound. So if you're used to that, more of a traditional guitar, it should sound a bit more like a traditional guitar because it's braced as such. So there you go. X brace, quite different.
It is different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've always loved the 514, the earthy tones, the cedar over the mahogany. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Give us a little strum of that one, Joshy.
Some people would say that's a very bright guitar, but it's a different clarity. It's a different kind of a zing.
I'm giving you the 314
Okay.
here. Sitka over, an African mahogany, really.
Here we
Give
go.
us a taste. V-class bracing.
Well, at least in the room, definitely sparklier.
Yeah, right.
Can you hear that presence?
I was going to say the opposite.
Oh, were you? Right, from where you are. Well, maybe it's from where I'm sitting.
Who knows? The
Yeah.
guitars are a mystery. There's the 514 back.
Okay, we'll go again. Here we go. One more time. Have to leave it up to the people in the comments.
Yeah.
The internet will let us know.
We'll decide. That's really interesting. That's the 514 CE Legacy X Brace. Really cool guitar to have in stock. Got another one for you, Joshy. A big favourite of yours.
Oh, it is
I
indeed.
present the 614 CE. Glorious looking guitar. Features, we're back on the Torified.
Yeah.
We're back on V-class bracing.
That does look Torified too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Darker.
It's
Yeah.
slightly darker. And we have a beautiful brown sugar stained solid maple back and sides. I'm really coming round on the maple in my old age,
And
Joshy.
just quickly, you might have noticed us say Torified a few times. If you don't know what that means, it's when you take a piece of timber, you cook it in a vacuum, and it is like it's basically baking a piece of timber, so it's aged before it's aged. Therefore, it's less likely to take on moisture, and it's lighter in weight from the get-go. So it's sort of turning a new piece of timber into a very old piece of timber. That's in brief, okay?
That's good.
Anyway, so there you go. Torified top, and sounds like...
Plenty of ring.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like the 614 is one of the first rebirthed models when the legendary Andy Powers joined as CEO with Taylor. So he started with this guitar. And a 614, if anyone out there has a 614, used to be an orangey yellow kind of a colour. Whereas now, as discussed, it's this beautiful brown sugar stain. Unique guitar in the Taylor range because it's the only one with a rock maple neck as well instead of mahogany. So it does sound very different to every other guitar. Beautiful looking stain on the back there, torrefied top. And people often think that maple is bright and tinny and thin, but not my words, Andy Powers' words. Maple will do what you tell it to do in the build. So if you're going to build a full and rich sounding guitar, it should sound full and rich. If you build a thinner guitar, it'll sound as such. So
it depends on what you pair it with, how you brace it.
On how you brace it, because it's like, most people have built a rosewood guitar is the same as they've built a maple guitar, if that makes sense. So, so that's testament to his genius because this is a great sounding guitar.
The 6 Series, you're starting to get some really tasteful, lavish appointments, Joshy. The inside of the sound hole here, beautiful. I'm not sure if that's ebony, but it's certainly black. When you get up close, you can see the attention to detail. Timber pickguard on this model. On the back even, we've got almost a stinger of sorts on the back with an ebony fascia behind the headstock, beautiful grained ivooroid embellishments. You've got binding, double binding on the back as well.
It's an interesting aesthetic, it sort of looks glamorous when you look at this, but it's very earthy looking guitar when you get up close, even though it's got the abalone there, power shell, abalone. So, good sounding guitar, good looking guitar.
Give us another taste.
Got next?
I got one. Been a while since we've seen one of these. I'm taking you to the top. I present the 914 CE Legacy model again. So we're back to the X-Brace and we're back to the LR bags pickup instead of the expression system. Isn't it lovely to see one of these again? We haven't seen one for a while. We used to always have the 914 CEs. They're just a worldwide favourite, and with good reasons. So tastefully done. It's got the extra bling, yes, but it is beautifully done. I'll let you have a look at that. This was a great sounding guitar when we were tuning it up.
Finished with an E minor. Here's an E minor. Wow. Wow, that is a great sounding guitar. So, Legacy series.
Yes.
So X-braced,
yes,
again. Engelmann spruce.
That's right, Engelmann on this one.
Which just looks stunning. Engelmann, a very bright white blonde timber. And this is the amazing thing about Taylor. I always think that, they give you so many timber options, therefore so many tonal options within the family tone of their guitars. And if you've got the means to own something this stunning, it also has the sound to go with that beautiful aesthetic, you know what I mean?
That's an extraordinary sounding guitar.
I think you were commenting that we've had some good guitars in here, but...
That's right up with them.
This is
as good as anything we've had.
So, if you're spending more, you should get more, and you certainly can hear and see it on this guitar. Especially that beautiful Cindy inlay.
The Cindy.
So there you go. That's an interesting story as well. That's... the inlay that Bob Taylor originally designed for his wife, Cindy. So when he was making a custom guitar for her, this was the inlay. And he designed it with his friend, his mate, if you will.
Oh, Greg
Deering.
Greg of Deering Banjo Guitars.
So
Banjo Guitars.
Deering
Banjos.
And both Bob and Greg, here's a little story. They, if you don't know, started a company together called American Dream, which was a little workshop. Greg Deering on one side making banjos, Bob Taylor on the other side making guitars, and they both went on to not get anywhere. No, they both went on to become two of the most successful, instrument makers in the world at this stage.
Yeah, that's the
it's
story.
just incredible, really.
That's the story of the Cindy inlay. It's always been so tasteful. It's blingy, but it's beautiful bling.
The other thing that's nice to see is that you might not be able to see that, but it's the pink strip of
that's amazing.
maple that goes around here. I remember seeing that for the first time, thinking, how do they get the detail like that?
That is amazing.
So that's the amazing thing, the detail on these guitars is just
abalone all the way around it.
absolutely
Just gorgeous.
stunning. So, what a beautiful guitar.
All right, Joshy, I'm going to run you through all 5. We play a little something. I'll start you on this one.
Okay.
You can
let's
end up there.
Oh, end up there? All right, let's
You can
start
end
here.
up there. Back to the 3. Go for it.
Here we go. So.
I love the sound of that guitar. I really do.
All right, here we go. 414.
414 CE Studio.
Rosewood.
Yeah, Torified. That's big too. That's impressive as well.
Okay.
514 CE Legacy X-braced cedar over mahogany.
Okay, here we go. Wow.
A little bit of extra thump behind those bass notes on that one. 614 CE Torified Sitka over maple.
Well done.
Interesting. Sounds great as well. And we're back to the 914 CE Legacy Engelmann over Rosewood X-brace. Let's go.
Whoa. As usual with my good old trusty old Kenny Smith pick.
Sounds great.
Blue
That's an
chip.
exceptional guitar. Well, let us know which one you like out of those 5. It's very hard to pick. They're all very different, but they're all great. That's the Taylor Grand Auditorium. All these models are in stock now. Come in and check them out. Joshy, take us out with a few chords.